Hey Trials fans, we are here at section number 3 of the TrialGP of Andorra. It's the third round and I give you a walk through the section here. So this section is very similar to the training area. Loose rocks on top of really hard, grippy rock, and it's very steep, I can tell you that. It's very, very steep. So here's the beginning of the section. Straight away you see that the top route, the red route, goes down in that corner that is very steep and very loose, and the other two routes stay on top here, go up this smaller step. As I said, it's going to be really, really hard to ride here because it's grippy when you want to move your wheel, and when you need that momentum, when you need the grip, it might be loose, so it's very, very hard to ride here. So the red ones are going down here, short run up, steep step, going up the step, and then they go back on into that corner to have a nice position to go up that hill and that tricky turn up there into the downhill. It's really hard to hit the right line here at these rocks because everything is narrow and steep. So we have green arrows here with a black backdrop, and we have green arrows with a white backdrop, and one of them is for the electric class and the other one's for the 1 to 5 class, to make the difficulties a little, to vary a little bit with the difficulties. So coming back from here, all the classes go over into that part of the section where we are going now. Now we are here, final hill of the section. I mean, this is where you are going to start for this big steep step. It is, I can show you. So I'm like 1.80 meters and I'm half the step. It's really crazy. It is steep. You see, I don't even have to lean on. It is steep here. Did I mention that? So blue and red go through this gate, and then blue goes up all the way straight out of the section. At the red line, they turn to the right, will go up an even steeper bit of the end part of the section. You can see both the 1 to 5 and the Trial E class go out on the right side, and that's why the red lines cannot take a cheat line to here and go back up from there. They have to go directly up the steep bit of that very tricky section. Section number 3, tricky. Number 4. Look at this section. Really, really nice. I mean, I really like this kind of trials. Not big obstacles, but very, very tricky section where everybody quickly loses a mark. I have to say, the TrialGP boys, they ride everything when it's grippy, so I think we will see some great riding here. But still, it's not going to be easy for anybody, and let's have a look. Beginning of the section, first step, not so difficult to ride because it's so much grip here. I think the green lines almost go only from start to finish in this really, really steep uphill section, and the red and blues, they have some extra step. So let's see. First difficult bit of the sections, the red lines have this big area of the section where they can only collect momentum. It's only one uphill actually, most of the sections for the reds, but it's not only an uphill. It's very, very tricky, and you see this here, the loose rocks on the grippy ground. That's what makes this tricky. You can slip, but it can also grip like crazy, so your bike will go forward, and that's what makes riding here difficult. Green line, what I said, it's almost the easiest way up, still very difficult. Blue line has a bit more of a step inside, but I really want to know how that uphill looks, so let's go. I mean, this is so cool. And it doesn't matter if we have non-stop here or stop allowed, because when you stop here, game over. So it is steeper than you think. You know, video never does it justice, but look, this is me standing straight, and this is how steep this step is. Amazing. You can see down there, this is where we were at the start, and it really goes straight up the hill. Super nice section. Looking forward to see the guys riding it tomorrow. Let's go to the final bit of it. So here we are, last bit of that section, and the fact that the red line goes just out to the end, to the finish, without doing anything else, tells us that this is going to be really difficult. Jordi Pasquet, who sets up the section, lives right behind that mountain here in Spain, and he knows how difficult it's going to be, and I think I'm looking forward to see this section. So red line comes up here and goes out this way to the end flags. Then the blues and the green lines will come up here. Actually quite a nice tricky turn to go out. I would like to ride that 1 to 5 section. See you at the next one. So here we are, section number 8. That's absolutely beautiful. A stream quite deep here in the middle, and this is exactly where the red line has to go. So it's gonna be cool. The riders may try to keep their tires dry, but it's not gonna be easy for sure. So we'll move on. They might jump over here, I'm not sure, but it is steep. See, it is deep in front of the step. Don't know if you can hear me, but tires will probably going to be wet, which might make these rocks a little bit slippy. Nice step, double step, flowy section. I absolutely love it, I have to say that. Section moves on through the stream, through the riverbed. There are some nice steps in between. Really tricky line here in the middle of for the reds. And as you can see, also for the green lines, there's an angle step here. They will not be easy to ride once there's water on the rock and it's going to be wet. These markers are definitely in danger. Red line goes over 2 angled rocks like this. It's even better than I thought, to be honest. Look, this is very slippy, off camber, like, yeah, angled. Small rock which is going to be grippy, but then when this one has messed up your line, it's going to be really difficult to have that momentum to stay on that rock and then hit the right line on the last one. Is so difficult, and as soon as you lose the line, you're lost. There's no room for error. So this is a section that demands non-stop riding, which is really nice. After this, there's only a big old step in the end to go up. From my point of view, I really like the sections. They look absolutely gorgeous, and I'm looking forward to see the riders tomorrow here. Here we are, section number 9. Big step in the beginning for the red and the blue line. I think it's going to be fine for them because the run-up is kind of smooth. It's more like a ramp. It's going to be difficult because you are on the corner of the rock actually to go up. It's going to be difficult to have the right line to go down the rock, behind that rock, and then to come back down. Through here, up the stream, really nice. Never easy because it's hard to see what's actually going to happen. We will move on. Here we have the main difficulty for the green line, for sure. Over this rock, which is okay, but then there's a big hole behind that rock, which is going to be slippery. And the line will probably be from here to that side, but it's difficult to ride that rock like from a strange angle, from a weird angle, to stay on the back wheel and then to have the good line to go on, and this is still not completely easy. Very interesting part of the section. Then we have the blue line. The blue line goes up the middle, which is tricky because there's actually none of the lines is nice you could choose. So I think they will go up the right side of the stream and keep away from the water, but I'm not so sure where the grip is going to be. I don't know these rocks. And then we have the red line, and I think this rock there that is dry now will be wet and slippy, and it's a big hole with a big step behind it. We'll take a closer look. This is behind the rock. I'm in the hole now where they're going to stand. There's no room for the back wheel really. And then they have this nice step combination on the slippy rocks. And they are slippy. Really tight line to hit here with a tricky step where you probably want your front wheel here when the back wheel is on that rock to lift it up to the step, and the distance is not ideal, so you will need really precise riding here from the line and also from where you are with front wheel and back wheel. It's really nice. The end of the section, rather small rocks, slippy ones, and then the riders will be at the end of number 9. Hello, here we are at number 11, and starts dry, but it's in the same stream as before, so I'm sure it's going to be slippy. I dropped down the hill for once, over this rock into the river, but not too spectacular, so we keep moving on up the stream. Actually, the green line have to go through the deepest bit of the river here. As you can see, it is really deep here. Yeah, thank you. I think it's at least this deep, though too deep to ride through it actually. So what they're going to do is probably go here on the side, up the rock, and they will stay away from the deepest part of the river. Also the red line goes through there and then crosses and goes back into the middle. The 125s, they stay on the left. It's the green flex with the white backdrop, and the electric class goes full submarine. Go on just where the water flows. Really beautiful section. So there are different options here, but the hard part of this rock is not the rock itself, it's the drop down after, because there's a big hole. If we are lucky, the rider's going to jump over to this rock over there, which could be a cool photo for me, and then they keep on going. It's actually only halfway through the section there in the corner, and let's see what's there. Red and blue line go through the deepest part of the river. I really like it. They don't stay away, they don't jump over the rocks. Jordi Pasquet did an excellent job here, I think, and the rest of the section offers some bigger steps as well. For the 125 class, the rocks are green here. Green means go, but green means slippery also. And when the water gets carried on these rocks, it's gonna be interesting. In general, the sections are very tricky. It can cost you a depth everywhere. When you think you're safe and you don't expect it, a rock's gonna move or you're gonna slip, and there's the depth. And that's what makes this section interesting from start to finish. Actually here, this step, there's a big deep water hole here. So one option is that the guys are going to build a big ramp here and jump over the hole. That's, for my experience, the most likely option, because I wouldn't know where to ride from to go up this section. Big hole here, there's no option to go through there. This is loose rocks, so unless they not improve the takeoff situation here, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting even with the takeoff. Last bit of the section is a nice step here in the ending, and then the riders have made it through section 11. This is the end of our section walk. I hope you liked it. Visit Jitsie.com for all the info. We have a nice page there where you can see the lives, where you can see the old live videos, the recordings, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more information.